Alright, we're recording for real, really real now. I want to put this on YouTube. It's going to get 2 views, but I fucking want to do it anyway. Alright, what is good, YouTube? If you don't know, I am Montel Trilliums. I've been maining King for the better part of like 6-7 years now. And I figured, new game out, there's going to be a lot of new people trying to pick this guy up. I'm going to at least give you a general outline to get you guys started on how to play my favorite character, El Rey, the King. So, as you probably heard before, King is the equivalent of a grappler character in Tekken 8. He has both the most throw moves in the game and the best throw moves in the game. However, that's not the entirety of his character, I would say. He actually has a really decent neutral game and a lot of good good hooks that he uses to mostly lock the opponent down so he can get to the part where he tosses them out like fucking best garbage. So let's get into that first, because I feel like playing neutral, learning how to play neutral with this guy is the first step into getting really good with him. So, moves that you should be using. As with the rest of the cast, firstly, left punch, one jab is the backbone of anybody's neutral game. It's the fastest move in the game at 10 frames. It's +8 on hit. It's +1 on block. All of your basic frame traps are coming from the one jab. And King's is pretty good. Gets all right range. You know, fastest move, pretty good. Regular mid checks, big ones are going to be down forward 1, +3 on block. It's pretty good. It's not like, it's not going to win any rewards. It's a little bit slower than most of the casts at 14 frames. Most people's are 13 frames. +3 on hit. It's good damage. It has a follow-up with down forward 1, 2. You have to do that really fast. It's hard to confirm it. I don't even think it's confirmable at all. But don't be throwing this out willy-nilly. It does do 30 damage and +5 on hit. However... Oh. No, we gotta block all, brother. Hold up. -10 on block. They can jab you out of this. So you can vary up the timing. There's fun mind games you can play with down forward 1, 2, but don't throw it out all the time. You will eventually just get chipped out and die for it. So that's down forward 1. Other good moves to use in neutral that you should set your shit up around. Forward 4. It's a little bit slower than it used to be, but good range. Good homing. You get 25 damage, does a little grip for it. It's gonna blow people up trying to step, and people are gonna try and step King a lot. The downside of forward 4, I will say, it's, again, move you should be using a bit, but be a little bit careful with how you use it, because it leaves you in an airborne state, which is dangerous, because shit like this can happen, where they can just jab jab. This is not to dissuade you from using this move, by any means. It's just that, there is risk and reward for such things. You can get decent damage, but you can get floated out of it. Other good mid pokes and moves to use in neutral, we use forward 4, forward 3. Really fucking good move. It has that just frame, it does a grip of damage for 38, and it leaves you in one of the best knockdown states that you can get as a King. This is a really good Oki here. You can follow up with fucking anything. You can follow up with another forward 3 if you wanted to. You can follow up with alley kick to hit them on the ground. If they get up wrong, you can use forward 2-1, blow their shit up. World is your oyster. It's not, and admittedly, not all the best properties in the world. If they block it, it's -8, your turn's over. It is fairly linear, but this is one of your main moves if people are trying to duck you, because it's safe. It is still safe on block if they block it. You get good damage, good Oki. It's basically a safer equivalent of trying to use top kick. Got punished for it if they block it. Good to use both moves. Forward 3, great mid-check blaster if they're trying to duck on you, especially if you're throwing them too much. Other good moves to use. Now, a lot of King players are saying this next move is nerfed, and they're right, it is nerfed. But forward 1 is still fucking great. In the old game, or in the previous game, I should say, it did counter hit for a bajillion damage, and they got rid of that because he doesn't need it. But you still get a good knockdown situation, in which you can follow up with like the elbow. You get a guaranteed ground throw attempt after this. I believe that's actually guaranteed. That's for sure guaranteed. They can break that throw if they guess right, but still. Why is this move good? It's because it's forward. It's advancing. It moves you forward. It's mid. It's plus 14 on block, which is fucking great. It's safe if they block it. Only -5. And yeah, it's a mid check. It blows up everything, and you still get good shit off of this on counter hit. I've heard this move called the Swiss Army Knife of Neutral, and they were kind of spitting when they said this. This is a move you should be using a lot of stands. And it's homing. They can't even step this shit. The really only downside to it is that it is slow at 20 frames. So if they are, spamming jabs at you, or they're more faster moves, they're going to hit you out of it more often than not. But, especially if you're at range, if you're trying to get in on the opponent, forward 1 is going to help you out a lot here. Other moves, the other big, like, skip neutral or big neutral tools King has is this guy right here. This is forward neutral, 1+2, the layoff shove. +7 on hit, you don't get a lot off of it on hit. It is neutral on block. Everyone's comes, nothing yet. Neutral on block. Start frames are 9 frames. It's a super fast move. If you do this perfect input for the forward neutral, it's 11 frames fast. Fucking crazy fast. And the big benefit of it is that on counter hit, you get guaranteed follow-ups. The main ones are forward 2-1 and the back 3 dust roll. Fucking crazy move. You should be abusing the shit out of forward neutral 1+2. It is probably the best mid-check King has, at least the cheapest move King has. It is steppable. Lateral movement is what beats out forward neutral 1+2, which is why you can cover with forward 1 as a homing move. But yeah, this move is fucking sick. Like, especially if people are pressing on you or trying to come at you and press on you, this is what calms them down, is forward neutral +2. Speaking of forward neutral moves, this is forward neutral 2. Fairly fast at 18 frames, they can't necessarily react to it. The forward neutral, they can try and be looking for that as far as animations goes. As you can see, crazy range on this bad boy. You can do this shit from very, very far away. It's fucking sick. And, on counter hit, you get a decent little bit of damage, 55 damage right there. No gray health to recover on that. They have cold that shit. And, best of all, so this used to be 14 on block, -14. So some of the cast could launch it. It was still pretty safe. Now, -13 on block. Nobody can launch this move now. It's fucking nuts. This is definitely a move to use as one of the key low pokes for King. Again, the main downside, it is a linear move. There is a little bit of realignment with the forward neutral, but they can still step this and punish you for it big if they're seeing it coming. So, again, I think you should necessarily spam, but this is a really fun, like, you should use this move, brother. The other, I have a list of these, the other mid pokes. Optic is always good. Again, minus 13 on block, so should be going at all the time. But, you know, as a mid-check to get people to stop ducking, not the end of the world. And King gets pretty decent combo damage. It's nothing. Other members of the cast will get better jumble damage than King, but this is nothing to sneeze at. It's pretty decent. It's pretty aight. His main punishment. King has pretty decent punishment. So in 10 frames, he has his jab strings, 1-2 and 2-1. 2-1 is the better one. It does more damage. It's more plus on block. Are both +8? That's nuts. Hey, we're both learning something today. Yeah, so both +8 on block. This does a little more damage and is decent as a get-off-me tool just in general in neutral because it is a high mid. They can't necessarily duck the second part of the string. A bit linear, but really good for 10 frames. For 12 frame punishment, back 2-1. I love this move. You can hit it from pretty far away, so if you're trying to save heat and not trying to use forward 2-1, this will also work as a pretty good, decent range with punishment tool. And let me try and get into key charge state here. Sorry about that, guys. If you finish the string on counter hit, you get a nice little combo out of it. 61 damage, nothing to sneeze at. It is worse than Tekken 7. In Tekken 7, only back 1 needs to land on counter hit for you to get a full combo. So it is a bit more committal, and there's a high. So if they duck the first high, they can duck the second high if you want. But still, good tool to use. At the very least, anything that's minus 12, you should be using back 1-2-4. Leaves you at +5, so you have good follow-up options after it. Good move. You should be using this. The other big counter hit tool for King that has not changed is down forward 2-1. This guy right here. Now, there's no like special animation. You have to visually confirm a counter hit to get this. And there's no more big burning knuckle combo for 50% of your health anymore. Oh, boo-hoo. But, as you can see, decent damage. Nothing to sneeze at. Listen, I'd take, for a 13 frame fast, down forward 2, getting 60 damage guaranteed, nothing to be mad at. Where were we? Other punishment tools. Oh yeah, for 14 frames, back to 1, knockdown. Start your grab vortex, running vortex, 37 damage, good. And then at 15, you got good old punishment. Other whiff punishment tools you should be using. 4-2-1, good old reliable. I've heard this as the jet blue of whiff punishments. It'll just get you where you need to go. Gets you into heat. We're going to be going into what King gets in heat later, but heat is a place you want to be in as King. Other good whiff punishment tools, back 3. Back 3 hits from forever away. You get that just frame that gets you a nice little 40 damage per score. And this gets you a great knockdown situation, where it's face up. Oh yeah, face toward, back down. I forget these specifics, but where the other King is right now, where his head's facing toward you and he's on his back, that's where you want players to be. That's where a lot of your Oki options open up as King. And when you get the just frame on this, alley kick is all but guaranteed as a follow-up, so you always get this guy right there. Yeah, back 3 also is a power crush. It armors through moves now, and is one of your binds. So if like you catch somebody off an Eric hop kick with back 3, you get a little combo there. This is a move you should be using. It is high. They can duck and launch back 3 if they see it coming. But as a whiff punishment tool, if you confirm they whiff something, great to use because it has the range that you're going to need. And other big punishment tool, we're going to go into the flow from crouch punishment next, because if you're blocking lows, King has a few options. From 11 frames to 13 frames though, all you really get is wall rising. So a little bit disappointing. It's a bit beefier than other wall rising 4s, so, you know, not too bad, but he doesn't have good low frame wall rising punishment. For 14 frames, he's got Raw Rising 2-2, which is pretty good. You have really good frame advantage after this. You got like follow-up options. Decent damage at 36, but really King shines when it gets launch punishable and up for crouch blocking. Because you get this guy right here. Gut punch. And one, I believe it's only minus 14 on block. Let me just confirm that for you. Yeah, minus 14 on block. Most of the cast can't launch this. And as you could probably tell, this shit hits. Ooh, a little bit. From pretty far away. That's a pretty good, like at least a character length away from you. And you get a full launch damage off of this. So if you send a King at range 2, all of a sudden just start ducking, they're waiting for you to whiff so they can explode you with this shit. So Gut Punch. Fun move. I use it when I'm ducking highs a lot. Again, not necessarily launch punishable by a lot of the cast. Something to look into. And then for other low pokes, forward 4 neutral 2 is going to be your main one. Down 3 should be your other. It's quick. It is only minus 12 on block, so they can't launch you for it. King, as you'll hear from a lot of other people, does not have good lows. Like, really beyond this. Like, yeah, we have that guy right here, and that might look nice because it launches, but it takes, if you can see, it's a 32 to 34 frame startup. Everybody, once you get to a certain level, is going to start reacting to that, either low parrying or punching, or at least hot-taking you on reaction, blowing you up. So don't try and rely too much on the fake Snake Edge King has. It's a little bit too slow. In old games, I would tell you to rely a little bit on down 4, but in the new system, generic lows are all minus 15. So you can get launched for this for only doing, what, 6 damage? Down 4 is decent because it tracks pretty well and has a lot of high crush, unlike down 3. But just know that you're taking your life into hands because this is launch punishable now. Where else are we going? Oh, of course. What is a King tutorial without throws? King has the best throws in the game, and the main one that people are going to focus on, and because it's his best throw, is the giant swing. Forward, half circle forward, 1. It's the fastest throw in the game so far. It's only 10 frames fast. It's the exact same speed as a jab. If they don't tech the landing, I think they take 60 damage. If they tech the landing, they take 40. And of course, the big benefit with Giant Swing is that normally in Tekken, you look at the arms to see what you're supposed to break with. Either the left hand leads or right hand leads. What's up, Lydia? I'm doing a King tutorial. I will be talking to chat and a lot more in a second once I'm done with this. Appreciate y'all. So yeah, Giant Swing looks like both hands now, doesn't it? This is how you mix people up. So the 3 main throws you want to learn starting out to at least have a complete throw game. Giant Swing, that's a 1 break, good damage. Tombstone, decent damage and is a 2 break. That is down forward 2. Oh, sorry, down back forward 2 for the Tombstone. And Muscle Buster, which is quarter circle, wow. Quarter circle back, 1, wow. Quarter circle back, 1+2. Starting out with King, you should start using those 3 throws to really get your gameplay now. And of course, Shining Wizard, which is going into running state and then 2+4. This shares the same grab animation as Giant Swing, and also has a Just Frame input where you get no spawns. As a King player, one of the techniques you should try and learn is to learn how to get the Shining Wizard out as close to your opponent as possible. My day's going good. Let me just finish up this tutorial real quick. I'm going to put this on YouTube, and then I'm going to go back to normally scheduled programming for streaming. So, again, King's throws are kind of the best in the game. The other throws you want to at least get to learning as King, this is crouch dash, multi-throws. crouch dash 2+3 starter, and crouch dash 1+4 starter. These are completely ambiguous. They both share 1+2 grab animation, but this is either a 1 or a 2 to break. And this is your way of getting it, fucking people up. This is an ambiguous throw. This is your true throw mix-up, in a sense. And if you know the routes, it leads to crazy ass damage. 100 damage for that's the rolling death cradle. All of these also have different throw break inputs, by the way. As a king player, you should be learning these, also the other route. Yeah, this is a huge tech. It's going to be a huge knowledge tech for a lot of people, and while you shouldn't be overly reliant on the multi-grabs because people are going to sniff that shit out and start ducking you, it is, again, it is a true mix-up. You cannot, unlike other throws in this game, you cannot react to the arms in the same way because they look the same. And because King has bad lows, what you should be using throws for is effectively lows. You're trying to get them uncomfortable, trying to get people to duck so you can load up with your power mids for big damage. Either with risking it a little bit with the hop kick, which is punishable admittedly, or doing stuff like forward 3 when you think they're ducking to catch them, because this is safe on block, but you still get a lot of benefit from landing. Last for right now is we're going to be going into the heat mechanics. So King, I think, benefits from heat a greater amount than the majority of the cast. First things first, when you're in heat, all of your throws in this game, if you can see, in the Giant Swing, all the heat that I spent got covered when I did the Giant Swing throw. And this will be the same for Tombstone. Oh, not for Tombstone. Interesting. Okay. Is this the same for Tijuana Twister? It is the same for Tijuana Twisters. For Tijuana Twister, Giant Swing, I believe the Shiny Wizard input, you get heat back. What you do with heat is this Jaguar sprint thing. So this is forward 3+4. It is in there when you are not in heat, but the thing with heat is that this is an armored move. Let me show you. Let's set up the run here. So yeah, in heat, that move is fully armored. It has the same hit properties as Power Crush, so lows and throws will break you out of it, but it's fucking crazy in heat. What you get out of the armored run is firstly this. That is an untechable throw. There is no break on this. They have to duck it to avoid it. The other things you get is the 3 option, which is a safe, low-crushing homing mid. When you're not in heat, the run stance 1 is just a pop-up. When you're in heat, you get a full fucking combo off of this. Or if you want to be a little bit fancy with this. Oh, hold on, heat again. You want to be a little bit creative, you do something like this, and something like this, into okay damage. And that's just me, you know, not optimizing that at all. So you get fun shit in heat. You have a full mix-up, you have a baseball slide off of this, you have a high off of this that does decent chip damage, and if they're airborne, it is how you use combo filler. Other moves that will help you out with heat. Forward 3+4, armor move. It is only -12 on block. Not too scary at all. When it hits, you immediately go into run state in which you can start your mix-up. Again, as you can see, while you're in the 1 state, if you hit the RKO, you go into heat engage. You can start your shit. So, forward 3+4, good way of starting your mix, and is a power crush. Armors through things. I can see your messages, Lydia. I am not interested in soliciting services at this time. Thank you. Appreciate y'all, though. Alright, that's pretty much it as far as, like, starter stuff that you can do with King. You should be using the run stance. You should be trying to get into heat to make the run stance more viable. You should be using a forward 3+4 to get in on people. And, like at the beginning of the video, you have a lot of mid-range poking options to lock down your opponent, get them to stop moving, so you can hit the grabs on them. So that's some basics that I'm going over. I'm going to probably stop it here and put this on YouTube. Thank you for bearing with me, everybody. And, alright.